guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to get this tutorial up for you guys. There were so many requests on this. I'm going to insert the video I posted to TikTok so you guys know exactly which look I am talking about.
'Cause after all this time, I'm still into you. I should be over all the butterflies, but I'm into you, I'm into you.
But there was a ton of you guys asking for a tutorial. I did have just the eye tutorial up on TikTok. I did alter it a little bit for this look. After I wore it the last time, I did take out a color or two and maybe change out the brushes, but for the most part it's the same exact look. I used both the palettes. I did mention within this tutorial that you don't need both palettes. You can just use the Honey palette by Urban Decay, but since I have both, I will use both. I love to mix palettes and mix shades and create new stuff. So I really hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Thank you guys all so much for your support and showing me such love, and I seriously love reading my comments on TikTok. It makes me so happy, and you guys have transferred all that love to my Instagram and also here on YouTube. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. I read almost every single comment. I try to reply to as many as I possibly can because I do want to show that appreciation to you guys. So if you aren't already, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification so you are aware when I do post a new video. Also give this video a thumbs up if you guys do like it. Let me know what else you guys want to see, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I will get back to you guys here because there's not as many as on TikTok. So I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and let's get started. Was that disgusting? Okay, I'm gonna start recording, so zip your lips! To start this look off, we're going to go into the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette, and we're taking the shade Sweet on a Morphe M535 brush, and I'm just going to start this in the crease. I just use back and forth like windshield wiper motions from the inner corner to the outer corner, and then I will use circular motions to buff that out. I bring this pretty much all the way up into my eyebrow. I'm gonna extend this out a little bit past my eyebrow just to make my eye look a little bit bigger. I also like to just buff this lightly into my nose contour. That way everything's looking nice and just seamless. Now I'm going to go into the Anastasia and Carly Bybel palette, and we're going to grab the shade Bybel. We're going to use the same M535 brush, and this one we're going to start in the crease as well, using back and forth motions, inner to outer corner, and then circular motions to blend that out. You're not going to take it as far up as the shade Sweet. Keep that more into that crease. I'm going to clean that brush off just to get a little bit of that pigment off, and then I'm going to use circular motions to really kind of just marry these two together so there's that seamless line. And then a trick I like to do is take a shade that's going to be really neutral for the two, or bring in just a little bit of color. Just depends on the look, but I like to take a third shade most of the time. I'm going to use the same brush, but this time I'm going to take the shade Cindy, and I'm just barely going to pat into that, tap off the extra so it's barely anything. But what I like to do is where those two colors meet, I like to just kind of fluff this on that line. That way I know for sure everything is going to look super blended. And I'll just use circular motions to really blend everything out. So the next shade I'm going to go into is the shade Drip, and I'm taking that on a Morphe M573 brush. Then you're going to take this into the crease, and I'm going to try to keep this on the outer half of the crease. I might blend it over in a little bit further, but that's just to diffuse it so there's no harsh lines at all. So I'm just going to go back and forth into the crease, even onto the lower outer portion of the lid. Grab a little bit more of that shade, and I'm just going to go back and forth, really get that pigment in there, and then use circular motions to buff that up into the Bybel and Sweet shades. I'm taking the shade Sweet on the 535 brush, just a little bit again to just diffuse this line here. I feel like the trick with Smokey Eye is just kind of using very small amounts to just keep diffusing and blending everything out so it just all looks completely seamless at the end.
Hello, Mommy.
Hi, baby.
I'm back.
You're back? Come here. How was your day? Can you say hi?
Hi.
Look up there. Here, I'll zoom it out. Oop, that's in. There you go. Say hi.
Hi.
Say I'm Gavin.
I'm Gavin.
How old are you? Uh-oh. You're that big?
Uh-huh.
How old are you? Can you say 3?
3.
Oh, that's not 3. There you go. 3.
I like these.
You like my earrings?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. How was your day?
Good.
Good. Were you being a good boy? High five.
Tell Tanny that I was being good at Gina's.
You can have a candy for being good at Gina's. Have a kiss. Love you.
I have makeup on.
Yeah, putting makeup on.
I
Love
like to have
you.
makeup on.
You like when I have makeup on?
I like the hair too.
You like my hair too? Thank you. I think you're so sweet. I love you.
Want to see if my Ellie's still there?
I want to go see if you're always still there.
And here.
Okay. Go ask Daddy for a piece of candy. Love you. Now I'm going to mix the shimmer shades. I am taking the shade ABHxCarli from the Honey palette on an M433 brush. And I'm going to mix that with the shade Mandala out of the Carli Bybel palette. Just gonna take pretty much an even amount of each, tap off the extra, and then I'm going to spray this. Whenever I work with any shimmer shades, I like to spray them because it brings out more pigment and it also helps with fallout. I'm going to use the NYX Matte, hello. I'm going to use the NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray for this one. And I'm just gonna spray that like 2 or 3 times. And then I always like to take my makeup, filthy ass makeup towel, I've used this for years. And I like to take this and just tap it off so there's no extra like dewy or too much moisture on the brush because my eyes will end up just watering. Plus it comes off a little weird looking, so make sure to just barely tap the extra moisture out of that brush. Then I'm going to tilt my mirror upward so I can look down in the mirror and expose my entire eyelid. And I'm just gonna start patting this on. Getting that way into that inner corner. And then we're going to pat that up into the crease. I'm just barely gonna put that up onto the crease, but not too much or not too far up. I like to go about the spot where other people would do like a cut crease. This is kind of a cheap version of how to do a cut crease. All right, so my camera turned off because it got too hot, so I'm gonna try to get as much in before it turns off again. So I just finished putting on the shimmer shades all over my lid and I just waited for that to cool. So the next thing I went in to do was I grabbed the 535 brush again, and I went into the shade Bybel, just a small amount, and I'm just going to diffuse this right here. I'm sure you guys can see that there's like a huge line right there where the shimmer stops. So what I'm gonna do is just take the shade Bybel and I'm just gonna go over right on the crease where that line is at. And I'm just gonna kind of pat, like almost do like a pat, like almost like a check mark, like that little like this move, like that. So I'm not going in circular motions, I'm not like dabbing it on the eye, I'm just kind of doing like a little bit of a motion. Don't really know what this would be called. So if you think of a good name, tell me and I'll use it. So I'm just gonna do that to really just diffuse that line. So now you can see when I shake my head, it doesn't look so harsh. Now for the outer corner, I'm going to take the shade Sting on the M573 brush. Always tap off the extra shadow. It'll also help with fallout. If you do happen to get fallout, you guys, I just use a big fluffy brush and I just kind of dust it away. I'm not smashing it, just as lightly as you can, just dust off your face. I have not sprayed my face with any setting spray, so right now it's just powder on my face, so it just sweeps away really nicely. So now I'm going to take the shade and we're just going to start stamping this on the outer corner. Keeping this on like the eyelid and then the crease. I'm just gonna keep keep stamping that pigment in there where I want it. And then again, I'll do that flicking motion. Oh, maybe that's what it's called, flicking. I'm gonna do that flicking motion upward and outward. So it's going to be going towards like your temple. So you're wanting everything to be kind of like drawn up. So I'm going to be flicking that towards like the temple area. Sorry for all the background noise too. I have my nieces here, my kids just got home, my husband just got home. It's a full house here, and I'm trying to do this fast. Okay. Then once we're done with the flicking motion, I'm going to use circular motions to just lightly go around the area that I see the shade is in, and just going in circular motions to buff that out, so that way there's no harsh line either. I also have this makeup towel just sitting on my lap, so when I'm done or when I see there's enough pigment in the area I want, I just take the towel and I take the brush and I just wipe it off like this. And then when it runs like clean, when there's no more product coming off, I like to just take that, like I said, and then I'll go over those edges if I don't want to use another eyeshadow to diffuse it. I'll just use a clean brush and just go over the edges with circular motions and just diffuse that shade. And that's also going to make everything, again, look seamless and blended, because that's what we want in a smoky eye. What I like to do after I get like all these initial colors on in the right area, I like to then go through and kind of spunk things up, I guess you could say. So now I'm going to go back in with the shade Bybel, and I'm just going to add a little bit more of that mauve-y shade in the center of my eye, like in that crease area, and it's just gonna warm it up a little bit. I'm taking a little bit more of that Mandala and HBIC shade on the 433 brush, and I'm just going to touch this up so it's nice and sparkly. I like to do this at the end after I'm done kind of touching up everything, just to make sure that shimmer is still alive and kind of like the focal point of the eyes. And then last thing, I'm just taking a very tiny bit and I'm just going to darken up the very bottom. And that is it for the eyelid. I'm going to just dust anything that might have fallen down here away. Oh, I remember what I did. So I took the 573 brush and I took a little bit of that Sting shade, and I'm just going to flick this and extend my eye. And it's so light, but it makes such a big difference. And I'm just following the natural like curve of my eye socket. And it's just going to make my eye look nice and elongated and bigger. For the lower lash line, I'm going to take the shades Sweet and Bybel on an M506 brush, which is just a small like little pointed pencil brush. And I'm just going to place it, I have to look up, so I'm gonna use the viewfinder for this. And then I literally just use little like shimmy motions, and I go from inner to outer corner. If it's hard for you, just look your eye opposite of where you're working. And just use those little shimmy motions to get the pigment on. You want to connect this to that outer corner so everything is seamless and looks like it's just one. You don't want any separation between the two, so you're just going to connect this here in the outer corner. I'm going to take the 573 brush and I'm just going to kind of shimmy that across those lines, just so everything's still blurred and there's going to be no harsh lines. Now with the 506 brush again, I am going to pick up the shade Drip. And this one I'm going to keep closer to my lash line. I'm like dusting this on my actual like lower eyelashes. And again, connecting it to this outer corner. Now I'm using the shade Sting on the 506 brush, and we're going to put this in the very outer corner. And you're only going about a third of the way in on this one. When most of that pigment's gone, then I'll start bringing this over a little bit more just to bring that warmth in. Now I'm going to take the 573 brush again and grab just a little bit of that shade Cindy, and I'm just going to dust that on there to get that pretty little like corally pink shade in there. So what I like to do for my lower lash line and my kind of guide for my eyes is I like to keep the shadow within like my eye socket. So right here, my eye goes in, and I try to keep most of that pigment like right in this entire area. So you guys can use that guide as well if you're worried about it getting too far down and looking like a lot of you guys say you look like raccoons and stuff like that. Maybe you're just bringing your lower lash line down a little too far. So again, just kind of keep it within, like, you can feel like where the bottom part of your eyeball is. That's about where, or like where your eye socket is, kind of keeping that diffusion or the blending within that eye socket. So I'm not gonna put too much pigment down there, but I will diffuse it down into my eye socket, if that makes sense. Now we're gonna grab the shimmer shades ABHC and Mandala for the lower lash line, and we're again using that 506 brush. Tap off the extra, and I also spray this as well. Just a little bit will do. This one you're gonna put your mirror down so you can look up in the mirror like this. And in fact, I have to use the viewfinder because the mirror is too low. And then I go from inner corner to about 2/3 of the way out. Okay, I'm gonna grab a little bit of the shade Bybel just to add that mauve tones into the lower lash line. And I'm putting that in between the dark and the light, so kind of in the middle. Now I'm going to take the 573 brush and I'm going to take the shade Swarm, tap off all the extra, and I'm just going to buff everything out. Swarm is a little bit more warm, so it's going to add that warmth into the lower lash line. I'm just taking this and just lightly dusting it through all those lines, making sure everything is looking nice and blended and diffused. The last shade I'm going to go into is the shade Flyby. I'm still using that 506 brush, and I'm going to use this to highlight that inner corner. And I like to just use circular motions right around that inner like tear duct. I also like to use this to kind of contrast against like the nose contour. Always looks really pretty. And then sometimes I'll drag this down like this to really highlight that inner corner. Then I'm going to take this really small M213 brush, and I'm going to use this. I'm grabbing the shade Flyby, and I'm going to use this to highlight my brow. I want most of the pigment to be in the arch of my eyebrow because then it's going to lift my eye, and then I'll just diffuse it by just dragging it very lightly along my entire eyebrow. And then I'm just going to take the 535 brush and just go in circular motions to diffuse that and blend everything out on the inner corner and the brow. And this is clean, I did wipe it off on my towel, so there's no extra product going on my eye right now. I'm gonna switch over to that 573 brush. I did not wipe this one off, so it still has a little bit of that Swarm shade, which I want because I want to add a little bit more warmth back into that lower lash line and the upper. Now I'm just going to put on some lashes and liner and mascara, and the look is going to be complete. The only other thing I did with this look was I added this nude liner from Rimmel in the lower lash line. So, alright you guys, so here is the finished look. I did go ahead and just throw on a lip without you because I was just on a roll and I'm getting starving, so I want to go make dinner. But all I did was line my lips with NYX lip liner in Natural. I put on some chapstick and the smallest amount of Maybelline's Nude Lust to finish it off, and then I dusted some highlighter over the Cupid's Bow and Top lip line, and I used Gerard Cosmetics shade Bridgette. So sorry about the screeching. But anyway, so I did just finish the look off. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know what else you guys want to see. I might put up like a little survey on TikTok with a few different looks that I do want to get up here on YouTube and let you guys choose the next tutorial. I thought that would be fun for you guys to interact with. So you guys can find me on TikTok. I'll have all of my IG and TikTok listed in the description along with all the products I used as well. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye! Gracie, say hi.
Hey, what's up?
Say, I'm Gracie.
I'm Gracie.
Aw, say, I'm 3.
I'm 3.
I'm 3 too.
I'm 3 too.
Yeah, are you pretty? Gracie, are you pretty like a princess?
Okay, so we're gonna say, he's always wipe. So we're gonna always wipe.
Always wipe. Say, give the video a thumbs up. Can you give them a thumbs up?
Okay, thumbs up.
Good job. Give it a thumbs up.